Water causes impurities in boiler feed water causes boiler corrosion. So we have seen what are the other impacts of the impurities present in boiler feed water. It causes scales and sludges. So why scales are formed, what are the causes for the formation of sludges, and what are the ill effects for scales and sludges, and how to prevent scales, how to prevent sludge, we have seen. So another impact of impurities in boiler feed water is boiler corrosion. So as the name indicates, boiler corrosion, that is boiler getting corroded. So why this boiler get corrodes? Because of the impurities present in the water. So what are the impurities which causes boiler to corrode? We'll discuss one by one. We have, you can see, so decay or disintegration of boiler materials due to a chemical electrochemical reaction is called as boiler corrosion. This is the used boiler present outside the industry which produces hot water or it produces steam. So you can see the outsides, outer look of the exterior look of the boiler which has been corroded. This might be chemical action or due to atmospheric oxygen. This is the inner part of the boiler which has been corroded. This is due to electrochemical reactions which occur inside the boiler. This is because of the impurities present in the water. Okay, what are those impurities which causes boiler to corrode? We'll see. Initially, the boiler corrodes inside. Later, it corrodes outside, and finally, one fine day, the entire boiler will get collapsed. So, we're supposed to prevent boiler from undergoing corrosion. So, how to prevent boiler from undergoing corrosion? We'll see. So causes for boiler to undergo corrosion is, so boiler may undergo corrosion due to dissolved oxygen, due to dissolved carbon dioxide and magnesium chloride, and due to so it is due to dissolved oxygen and due to dissolved carbon dioxide and magnesium chloride. This is repeated. So we'll see how the boiler corrodes due to presence of dissolved oxygen or carbon dioxide or magnesium chloride one by one. So you know that water contains dissolved oxygen. So as we require oxygen to respire, the aquatic life also require oxygen to respire. So they respire using the dissolved oxygen. So the dissolved oxygen concentration varies, isn't it? So the dissolved oxygen present in the water, so the water, in order to get steam, so under you are going to apply high pressure. Water is heated under high pressure and temperature. The temperature is around 350 degrees Celsius to 450 degrees Celsius. So in the boiler, and it produce when you are applying high pressure and temperature at 350 to 400, what will happen? Water will be converted into steam. So what happens? The oxygen present, dissolved oxygen, will form molecular oxygen and reacts with the iron present in the boiler. So the boiler is made up of iron, you know that, right? So the oxygen reacts with iron and it forms ferrous hydroxide. This ferrous hydroxide further reacts with the oxygen and it forms rust. So once this is initiated, slowly the entire boiler will corrode. Okay, so the dissolved oxygen will form molecular oxygen under high temperature and pressure, and thus form molecular oxygen will attack the iron in the boiler and form ferrous hydroxide. This ferrous hydroxide will be further oxidized to give you ferric oxide, that is rust. So to some extent, what it will be there, you will have magnesium chloride also in water. So that is magnesium chloride you are using, so you are going to soften the water. In spite of softening the water also, so traces of magnesium chloride will be present. If magnesium chloride is present, what happens? So magnesium chloride will produce hydrochloric acid. So HCl, once again, it causes corrosion. So HCl is an acid, right? You know that any acid is corrosive in nature. So how HCl is formed, we'll see. So magnesium chloride present when at under high temperature and pressure, in presence of water, it will get converted to magnesium hydroxide and liberates HCl. So you see, only one molecule of magnesium chloride produces two molecules of HCl. So this HCl produced will attack the iron, that is the boiler, and it forms ferrous chloride and hydrogen. So hydrogen will escape into the atmosphere. Okay, so that ferrous chloride will dissolve in water and forms ferrous hydroxide. So once ferrous hydroxide is formed, what happens? You can see here. So ferrous hydroxide, in presence of oxygen, it will form rust. In presence of oxygen, it will form rust. Okay, so later HCl is once again, you can see HCl is once again regenerated. So this HCl once again goes and attack another iron molecule, and again ferrous chloride is produced. This ferrous chloride will get hydrolyzed, and you get ferrous hydroxide. This ferrous hydroxide once again forms rust. So HCl, so only one magnesium chloride molecules will destroy in n number of what? Your iron molecules. So you are supposed to take care that your water is free from magnesium chloride. Otherwise, corrosion will be very severe, because HCl is not at all HCl will be continuously regenerated. It is not consumed. So it is only one magnesium chloride can destroy n number of iron molecules. Just imagine if you have 10 or 100 molecules of a magnesium chloride, how much HCl will be produced and how many molecules of iron will be destroyed. So let us, so how to, if water contains if your water contains carbon dioxide in dissolved form, it will form carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid in nature itself, it is it is corrosive nature, it will corrode. So water in the dissolved form, so water, if it contains carbon dioxide in the dissolved form, it forms carbonic acid at a high temperature and pressure. This carbonic acid once again corrodes the inner walls of boiler. Okay, so how to prevent the boiler corrosion? So we are supposed to eliminate the corrosive gases. So we are supposed to remove dissolved oxygen. So what are the corrosive remove dissolved oxygen, and we are supposed to maintain a high pH level. So instead of maintaining acidic pH level, we are supposed to maintain 6.5 to 7.5 pH. So suppose de-aeration, that is, you are supposed to remove the oxygen mechanically from boiler water. So a higher feed water temperature, that is, reduces the oxygen content. So if the water temperature is higher, if while feeding into the boiler itself, water should be hot. So it should not be in room temperature while feeding into the water, into the boiler. While feeding into the boiler itself, the boiler feed water temperature should be high. So that reduces the oxygen content. If the oxygen content is reduced, automatically corrosion also will reduce. So it should be from, and you're supposed to take care that water is free from magnesium chloride, is free from carbon dioxide, is free from oxygen. So oxygen can be reduced by increasing the boiler feed water temperature. Okay, so this is how we can minimize the boiler corrosion to some extent. So how much ever precautions we take care, one or the other way, magnesium chloride enters the water, dissolved oxygen will be there, and corrosion occurs. But we can take preventive measures. We can increase, by doing this, we can increase the life of boiler. So instead of replacing the boiler in 10 years, we can increase, by taking these preventive measures, we can increase the other 10 years of life of boiler. Okay, so thank you.